Welcome, welcome, boys. In this video, we're going to be reviewing our Citadel Boss 25. This is a AR-style, semi-automatic, magazine-fed, 12-gauge shotgun capable of firing 3-inch magnums. So I've already unboxed it, but we're going to show you what is in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, well, after you open the box, you're going to find, of course, your fully assembled Citadel Boss 25. I actually added that sling. That's from my, the 2-point from my Bushmaster, as I have a 1-point currently on it. So, you're going to notice, first, it comes with 2 magazines. I have one of them here. 2 5-round mags. And the gun is unloaded, but the magazine is loaded. This has my 3-inch mag. Now, these magazines are 9 shots, and they do fit the Rock Island Armory, was it VP80 or VR80 or something like that? Rock Island Armory makes a shotty. Those 9-round mags for that Rock Island will fit the Citadel Boss. I also bought a Pro Mag, which is a 20-round drum. This does not hold the 3-inch magnums, only the 2 3/4 inch. But there she blows. At least I'm assuming you guys can see them in that circular form in there. But when you get it, it only comes with 2 5-round mags. But they had 2 of those, so I snagged 2 of those as well. And then I went ahead and ordered that online. So now I have options, as we like to say. Also, so other than the mags and the gun itself, it's going to come with this weird-looking rubbery thing on your bolt here. I assume that's for so this thing doesn't punch through the box, because it does come in a cardboard box. But hey, you can also use it if you're going to put that on there and cycle your shells to make sure this cycles, that cycles, and your 5-rounder, everything cycles with your different types of shells. Put that on for that, or wear some gloves so you don't tear your hands up. But when you're actually out shooting it, yeah, don't use that. Okay, so you come with your literature. This thing says your firearm requires 13 FPS ammo to function properly, feet per second. 2 3/4 or 3-inch ammunition. You have to be at least 1,300 feet per second. 50 rounds break-in, and then refer to your owner's manual for cleaning and safety. So 13 FPS when you're breaking in. And then after that, I guess you can see what that thing will take and what it won't take. Okay, so it comes with an extra gas piston. This is the heavy piston. I currently have the light piston loaded into it. It does come with an extra piston. As you can see right there, it even says heavy load. 50 GR. Comes with this, which has your extra chokes, and this little key to get the chokes out. This is a 3/4 choke. IM. This is a full 1/1 choke, no slugs. Not for use of steel shot. I see 1/4 choke. Or could thread this into the barrel as well, and this is your modified half choke. If you have that in, you will need to unscrew that first before disassembly. I actually have the cylinder bore, also known as no choke, in there currently because for home defense I use slugs. But this comes in with your Citadel. I already talked about the gas piston. Move the magazines out of the way. We've already talked about them. I bought this This is to help load the magazines. So you know how they make pistol loaders? They do the same thing for these. So always when you load these, you will need to make sure that this lip is always in front. So for example, the lip that's on the bottom shell needs to be the visible one. But it's easy enough to load then with this. Just press down, and as we load, press it down. I don't know how well you can even see on the camera, but once you get it under, just make sure that this doesn't go back behind the lip. And sometimes this lip might get stuck on the brass of the bottom, so you'll just kind of tilt a little on the front to kind of make it overcome that. But this will help, especially with something like that 20-round drum, because it takes a minute. And I apologize for the cats interfering with the video, but, you know, cats are curious. That is what they do. Alright, so now that we've seen what's in the box, we're going to go ahead and go over what you're going to need to disassemble this thing. Because you will need some tools that you may not have handy. Key. Alright, so you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver. I have one like this, where I have switch it between a Phillips and a straight. Or I can pull that out, and now I have a smaller Phillips, a smaller straight. Got that at Harbor Freight, by the way. So I recommend it. Comes in handy, especially for things like this. Something I may not use while I'm working on cars, but definitely for this. Okay, so you're also going to need a 1/4-inch ratchet, an H6, so hexagonal number 6. You're going to need another hexagonal with a 1/2-inch number 3. So 6 and 3. Kiki? Fine. You just sit there then.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Ow. Jewelry's or blacksmith's hammer here. The rubber side is what we're going to be mostly using. You're going to need this tool for the barrel. There's a nut here that needs to come off. And then I have a bunch of different 1/4-inch extensions that will work on the ratchet, because we have to go really far down here in order to disassemble this lower from this upper. So the first order of business is going to be, how do you disassemble this thing if you just want to remove the upper and lower receivers? So if that's all you're interested in at the moment, just connecting this from this, first order of business, down in here, takes a Phillips screw. So with this screwdriver, remove this Phillips screw, and that is going to get this rubberized butt plate off so we can access the bolt that is securing the upper and lower receiver. Bam. Butt plate will come off. And now way down there, you guys aren't going to be able to see. I don't even know if I could shine a light down there to let you see. Is the bolt. But if you peek down there, you can see it, and it's going to be the big dude. But it's several inches down there. So you will need our extensions. It's assembled. Everything's clipped together. Our ratchet is in the loosen counterclockwise mode. This has to go down there. Feel it lock in place, and then just, there we go. Once you break it loose, you can probably just remove the ratchet and then thumb it off the rest of the way with just your fingers. And that's what's going to come out. This is the bolt. It's a big washer. Okay. Now how do we get it off? Well, upper and lower is loose. Now we need the hammer. You're going to want to hit it with the rubber side, kind of sort of here, and just hit it off. Boom, done. So now the lower receiver, upper receiver, try not to pull the trigger with the hammer back while this is off, unless you're holding something here, and then just slowly letting the hammer go forward. But now you can clean and lube your trigger assembly if you need to. With that out of the way then, and all the parts related to it, you're going to wonder, well, how do we get the rest of it apart then? The upper, to clean that. That's actually pretty easy. Can mostly all be done by hand, with the exception of some of our bolts here. So, remember earlier I said you needed to have some smaller H3. Here it is. Number 3 hex. Set it to loosen these two things. Now this is aluminum, so make sure you're very gentle here. Just go a little bit one way, loosen, and then loosen this one a little. Then this one, and this one. You don't need to take them all the way out, they just need to be a little loose. So once they're loose, assuming if you had that one big choke in here, that compensator looking one, take that out. Like I said, I have the cylinder choke in, so I just need to unscrew this. Comes off. And because those are loose now, this just slides right off. Bang. So our gas piston is down in here. You just need to loosen them. This threads off. Okay. Down with the gas piston, there's 2 split rings. There and there. They're supposed to be like that. Don't freak out. They just go in that little ring right there. And now like that, you should be able to take this off, take your gas piston out. Okay, so now we need to get this nut off. This nut is what's holding our barrel and our bolt together here. So, this big tool, what you're going to need for that. You could also use vice grips if you don't have any, but I would use something like, I don't know, maybe a rag or something to better secure around here so you don't damage that. But it's not on too tight, but you're either going to need the vice grips or this tool, something to grip in here and then loosen. There we go. Okay. And now you should be able to pull forward while you're unthreading, and then you'll get to a point where it just pulls forward and there are no more threads holding this thing together. Okay. Now the bolt will be ready to come out, but this is in the way. So I found the easiest way of getting that out is you have to kind of stick something in there and pull. So my pick, for example, fits in here nicely. And then you just kind of pull it. Wiggle and pull. Out that comes. And now, get the whole barrel off. And get our bolt out of there. Boom, done. Now, the bolt likes to be oiled, so make sure this thing gets nice and lubed up. Don't lube anything in the area of the gas piston. And of course, lube your trigger assembly. But you don't really need to mess with anything up here. That little receiver. Nothing else on the outside of the barrel here. Just lube this guy, your trigger, and of course, if anything's dirty, you know, clean that off up to and including your inside of your barrel there. So that's how we disassemble the Boss 25. Of course, reassembly is the opposite of disassembly. You don't actually have to remove the lower receiver from the barrel and everything first. I just did that in case you were wondering. If you wanted to, you could leave the lower attached to all this and then just disassemble your barrel, pull that out of there, and then it would look, you know, just the same as this attached to that with this as its own piece, so you have two pieces that way. So, alright. Alright, boys, and there you have it. That is our disassembly, what's in the box, and reassembly of our Citadel Boss 25, and of course, always check for function. And now she's ready to rock. Oh, and it should be noted, if you've ever used an AR, you know how normally you load your AR like this? You know, you tilt the front end and then go back. On these, you want to start from the back and then go forward. I found it's actually easier to load the magazine, so that's kind of a pro tip there. And then as for this drum, you actually have to hold the magazine release while you're inserting it, and then it'll go into place, and then just kind of pull it down to make sure that it's secured. So while I got your attention then, see, it won't kind of go up in there. You hold magazine release button down, goes right in, and then just kind of pull it down. There we go. Now it's locked into place. So, alright. There you have it, boys. It's our disassembly, reassembly, and what's in the box with your Boss Citadel 25, and some of the optional extras I got and the tools you're going to need to take it down to clean it. Thanks for watching, boys. Peace.